Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to carve out of our template um, one feature, and all of a sudden we're going to have part A. So that part that's shown in our little bubble there is going to be our focus. What I want to do is just remind you of our dimensions. So we're looking at this isometric view where we have this proportion of 2 to 6. And that's nice because it gives us our smallest feature with a length of 1. Then this cutout is a length of 2. And then this remainder to give us 6 is a length of 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So this is not really 1 in real life. This is 1/6 of an inch and a half. 1/6 of an inch and a half is a 1/4 inch. So as we work, we're going to try and move in 1/4 inch from the corner. Get to the view here. We're going to move in 1/4 inch from this corner, then draw a rectangle that's 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch, and then pull that all the way through the shape. Now sometimes I get lost in my views, and I click that drop down arrow right here, and I go home. And going home gives me a chance to get back. I can also choose this little pan and drag my shape. If it's like stuck behind my menus, I can drag it out and find that corner. So what I want to do is just get ready to draw a rectangle, but first I need to locate it in space. So here you want to be very careful. You want to press the L button. You want to be sure that you select the top plane. So now that I'm in that top plane, I want to go back home again because I want to be sure that I'm drawing on this top corner and not the bottom corner. It's automatically going to assume, if you're all the way above the shape, that you're going to be drawing on this plane, which means your lines will be on the back. And that's going to make all the pieces that you design, or all those lines that you draw, reverse or backwards. So in any case, you're going to press L again. Instead of drawing here, you're going to draw from here. I'm going to be really slow and intentional with this first one, just to give you a sense of how these features work. But if I press L and then I click the corner and I drag and I start to drag, it might be really hard for me to find exactly where 0.25 is. I might actually not find it on my own. But once I started to draw, I have the ability to just type in at any point that distance, because it's going to measure from the corner to that distance. So this just represents my reference point. And now I want to press L again, or in Sketch, to start creating a new line. So I'm going to press the L button, and I'm going to draw a line that's 0.25. It's hard to find. I'll come back and fix it later. Now I'm going to go a 1/2 inch. Maybe I find it, maybe I don't. I found it, that's good. So you'll see what happened here is that my first line that I drew going back this way was not 0.25. And so when I started to draw 0.25 from here, it stuck out over the edge. So I'm going to go back and just try that again. 0.25. Software will do the work for you. I'm going to press L each time just to free up my drawing, my line tool. So now I have a nice face here that I can push and pull on to then cut out this feature. So, pretend like this is the milling station, and I'm going to cut through this. The piece will be oriented differently, but effectively, I'm removing material from this space. Just to say, if I wanted to remove this material, I just type in 0.5. Wait a second, I've actually created a new geometric piece that I don't even want. So let me undo that. Instead, what I want to do, and again, I like to be in a home view, just a preference. I want to modify this. I'm going to press pull this down. So what I'm going to do is specify negative, and then the negative 0.5 actually gives me what I was hoping to get. So you can see that this shape over here and this shape will match, and I want to save that not as my template, but just as part A. I'd like you to try that as well. If you get stuck, if you make mistakes, go back in time, undo it, make sure you're not overshooting the line out into the random space, because that's not going to be a surface you can push and pull. So everything has to be connected. In order to press and pull a face, it has to be a continuous polygon. It can't just be three lines that don't reconnect with each other. So you'll get the hang of it. I went a little slow with that first video. I'll go faster in future videos, but I'd like you to try part A now.